ATX. In the first lecture, I did discuss the little bit basics of ATX, and I also discussed how to calculate income tax of the non-saving income. And I did discuss something related to saving income. If you remember that in saving income, if someone is a basic rate taxpayer, that person needs to pay, and that person will get the nil rate band of £1,000. If someone is a high rate taxpayer, that individual gets nil rate band of 500. And I did discuss the concept of starting rate band of £5,000 as well. So let us apply all these things now. Another question. Assuming we have Mr. X, I love this Mr. X because it comes almost in every attempt, in every paper. That's simply nice. Mr. X is having employment income, let's say employment income 50,000, okay. Saving income means simply interest income. Saving income simply means interest income of 40,000, and there's a pay as well. Pay as you earn means the tax which you have paid in advance, it is 10,000, okay. The requirement is very simple. The requirement is very simple. Okay, let me change the pay a little bit. Make it just £2,000, not more than that. Okay. Requirement is calculate tax payable. We just need to calculate tax payable. Let's try. The first column is going to be of non-saving. Then we have saving income. Another column is of total. Okay. Employment income is a non-saving income, which is 50,000. Saving income is obviously saving income. So total comes to 90,000. We need to deduct personal allowance 12570. 12570. Okay. So here we'll have the taxable income. $50,000 minus 12570. So I'll get 37,430. Here I'm getting 40,000. It is 77,430. Okay. First, we have to tax the non-saving income. The basic rate band limit is 30 from £1 till 37,700. So entire taxable income falls in basic rate band. Basic rate band, non-saving 37,430. I have to take 20% of this. 37,430 and 20% of this is 7,486. Okay, now we have taxed the non-saving income. Now we'll move to saving income. When it comes to saving income, now let us check for nil rate band. If someone is a basic rate taxpayer, that individual needs to pay. That individual will actually get nil rate band of £1,000. If someone is a high rate taxpayer, that individual gets nil rate band of £500, and someone is an additional rate taxpayer, in case of saving income, will get no nil rate band. Now there's only one question. The question is how to decide that Mr. X is a basic rate taxpayer or higher. Look at this. The amount which I have just circled with this black color, it is 77,430. Since this 77,430 is more than the basic rate band limit of 37,700, so this individual is a high rate taxpayer. Repeat. You will be deciding by looking at this amount, which again I did the circle 2 to 3 times. That is 77,430. Since this amount is more than 37,700, so this individual is a high rate taxpayer, and whoever is a high rate taxpayer will get nil rate band of 500. So I'm going to write nil rate band saving income 500 into 0 is obviously 0. Now I just need to check that do we have any space left in basic grade band? If yes, then the saving income, some of the saving income will fall in basic grade band. If we have consumed the entire basic grade band, then after deducting this 500 of nil rate band, entire saving income falls in higher rate band. The limit of the basic grade band is 37,700. Okay. First, we use for non-saving income 37,430. Okay. Let's see how much space is left. Oh, just 270. We have used the nil rate band as well. So simply, there is no space left in basic grade band. We have used the entire basic grade band. So whatever comes, it falls in now higher rate band. So from 40,000, you have to deduct this 500. You will be getting 39,500 into 40%. 39,500 into 40% gives me 15,800. 7486. So 23,286. This is income tax liability. Income tax liability is 23,286. From this income tax liability, you have to deduct payee if there is any. Payee means pay as you earn. So normally what happens when you are working somewhere, so normally you pay your income tax through payee because your employer deducts your income tax through this payee system, pay as you earn. So we paid 2,000. So the tax payable is 23,286 minus 2,000 gives us 21,286. So the tax payable is 21,286. Let's move to another question. Let's say Mr. X is having employment income of 20,000 and saving income of 25,000. And we have been asked to calculate income tax liability. Let's calculate income tax liability. Okay. So first we have to tax non-saving, then saving income. Finally, another column is of total. Employment income is a non-saving income. I'm just writing 20,000. Saving income is given to us, which is 25. So the total is 45,000. First, you have to deduct the personal allowance from non-saving income. 12570. 12570. Okay. So we'll get taxable income. After deducting personal allowance, you get taxable income. So from 20,000, let me deduct the personal allowance 12570. It gives me taxable income of 7,430. It is 25,000. So 32,430. First, I have to tax the non-saving income. After that, we'll move to saving income. Entire taxable income of non-saving 7430 falls in basic rate band. We are calculating income tax. Basic rate band. Non-saving 7430 into 20%. Let's see what we are getting. 7430 into 20 gives me 1486. Okay. Now we need to tax saving income. Before applying any tax rate on saving income, we need to check either Mr. X is a basic rate taxpayer, higher or an additional rate taxpayer. If Mr. X is a basic rate taxpayer, then this individual gets nil rate band of 1,000 for the saving income. If Mr. X is a higher rate taxpayer, then Mr. X gets nil rate band of 500. And if Mr. X is an additional rate taxpayer, then for saving income, this individual will get zero nil rate band, will not get any nil rate band if he is an additional rate taxpayer. The question is, How do we decide Mr. X is a basic, higher or an additional rate taxpayer? For this, I'm going to change the color of my marker. Look at this, the value which I'm just making a circle. If it does not look like circle, apologies for that, but nowadays in the market we find circle like this. Okay, the value which again I made a circle, it is 32,430. Look at this, 32,430 total taxable amount is in fact lower than the total of basic rate band, which is 37,700, which means that Mr. X is a basic rate taxpayer. Since he is a basic rate taxpayer, so he is entitled to get the nil rate band of £1,000. So let me write nil rate band, saving income 1000 into 0%, obviously 0. Basic rate band, saving income. From this 25,000, I have to deduct 1000 because out of this 25,000 saving income, 1000 actually falls in nil rate band. So I'm left with 24,000. Entire 24 falls in basic rate band because Mr. X entire total taxable income is even lower than 37,700. So this 24,000 also falls in basic rate band where the tax rate is 24 or 20%. 24,000 to 20% gives us 4,800. Let me add. So 6286 is our income tax liability. If I had any payment, then I would have deducted pay from 6286. So since there is no pay, so I'm not deducting anything. Let's move to another question. Once again, Mr. X. Let's say this time Mr. X is having property income, which is also a non-saving income. He's having, let's say, property income of, I would say, 25,000. And he's having saving income of, let's say, 40,000. The requirement is very simple. We need to calculate income tax liability. We need to calculate income tax liability. And what I want now from you people, I want every one of you, even those that are watching on YouTube, just pause the lecture, solve it, and then you can unpause the lecture. So let me repeat, pause the lecture, solve the question, and then unpause. Pause, solve, unpause. Pause, solve, unpause. Pause, solve, unpause. Wow. So first we need to tax non-saving, saving, and then we'll go for total. Property income is a non-saving income, which is 25,000. Saving income is given to us 40,000. The total comes to 65,000. Personal allowance is 12570. 12570. Here comes the taxable income. 25,000 minus 12570. It is 12,430. It is 40,000. Yes, it is 52,430. Now let's calculate income tax liability. That's simply nice. Income. And don't forget the rule, pause, solve, unpause. First, we have to tax non-saving income. The entire 12,430 actually falls in basic rate band, where the tax rate is 20% for non-saving. Basic rate band, non-saving, 12,430 into 20%. Let's see what we are getting. 12,430 into 20 gives me what? It gives me 2,486. Great. Now again, I just need to check Mr. X is a basic, higher or additional taxpayer in order to decide the nil rate band for saving income. Look at this amount, which I'm just making a circle, 52,430. Since this 52,430 is higher than the limit of the basic rate band, which is 37,700, So this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. It cannot be a, he's not an additional rate taxpayer, because in order to be an additional rate taxpayer, his taxable income was supposed to be more than 1,50,000. So clearly it can be seen it is far more less than 1,50,000. Simply he is a higher rate taxpayer, and whoever is a higher rate taxpayer will get nil rate band of 500. Okay. Nil rate band, saving income 500 into 0%, obviously 0. Now let's see how much space is left in basic rate band. Basic rate band, saving income. Actually, the limit of the basic rate band is 37,700. Out of that, we have consumed 12,430, and then we consume the 500. Now let's see how much space is left in basic rate band. In basic rate band, still we have 24,770. 24,770 into 20%. It is 4,954. Now we'll move to higher rate band, saving income. Please, you need to use calculators. The total amount of saving income is 40,000. Okay. Out of this 40, 500 we have tax in nil rate band. 24,770 we have tax in basic rate band. So from 40,000 we have already taxed 500 and 24,770. So let me deduct 500 as well as 24,770 from 40. So whatever is left, it falls in higher rate band. 40,000 minus 500 minus 24770. I'm getting 14,730. Repeat. From 40,000 saving income, I'm deducting 500 nil rate band. I'm deducting 24,770. I'm getting 14,730, which falls in higher rate band, into 40%. It gives me 5,892. Here comes your income tax liability. Income tax liability. Let me check. 5892 plus 4954 plus 2486. It is 13332. 2486 4954 5892. That's great. Now I strongly believe that you'll be having a really good idea of how to deal with nil rate band of saving income. Okay. Now the another question is, when do we apply the starting rate band concept in saving income? Okay, I'm moving towards that. Wait for a moment. Mr. X, let's say he's having employment income of 15,000. Okay, he's having saving income of 40,000. Requirement is very simple. Calculate income tax liability. The requirement is calculate income tax liability. Non-saving, saving and total. Obviously, employment income is a non-saving income. 15,000 saving income is saving income. Just add them, we'll get 55,000. Now let's go for personal allowance. In Finance Act 2021, the personal allowance is 12,570. Previously, it was 12,500. Okay. So we'll get taxable income. Let us see what are the amounts of taxable income. 12570. I'm getting 2430. It is 40,000. 42,430. Okay. Now let's go for income tax. Income tax in. Income tax. Income tax. Okay. First, we have to tax the non-saving income. Entire 2430 of taxable income relating to non-saving falls in basic rate band with the tax rate is 20%. Basic rate band, non-saving 2430 into 20%. Let's see what we are getting. 2430 into 20% gives me 486. Okay, now I want every one of you have to be alert, okay? And you have to listen to me and listen to me very carefully, okay? Very, very carefully. Now listen and listen carefully. After deducting personal allowance from the total of non-saving income, the taxable amount in non-saving income is less than 5,000. Whenever taxable amount in non-saving income is less than 5,000, then the starting rate band concept comes into action. Repeat. First, I'm just telling you, students, when you need to think for the starting rate band, how I'm going to use it, I'll tell you in a while. But right now, let me repeat. Whenever taxable amount in the column of non-saving income is less than 5,000, only in that situation, starting rate band concept comes into action. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm writing starting rate band saving income. Now listen and listen carefully. The starting rate band is having a limit of 5,000, but logically we will not be getting the entire 5,000. Reason? Already logically 2430 is consumed by the non-saving income. So from this 5,000 I have to deduct 2430. From this 5,000 I have to deduct this 2430. So how much is left? I'm left with 2570. So logically in a starting rate band you are just left with 2570. In previous questions I did not discuss anything relating to the starting rate band because you can check in every question. Look at this. Look at the column of non-saving income. After deducting the personal amount, this personal allowance, this amount is higher than 5,000. Whenever here we are getting amount 5,000 or even higher, then starting rate band concept will not come. Look at this. Another question. Previous one. This is more than 5,000. So that is why in this question, no starting rate band concept came. Starting rate band concept only comes into action when taxable income in the column of non-saving income is less than 5,000, which is the case in this question. We have 2430. So what I did, from this starting rate band limit of 5,000, first I deducted 2430, so I'm left with only 2570. So I'm writing 2570 into 0%. Obviously it gives me 0. Now I need to check for the nil rate band. And nil rate band actually depends on individual's tax paying status. Look at this, 42,430. By looking at 42,430, we can straightforward say this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. Since he is a higher rate taxpayer, so this individual is entitled to get nil rate band of 500. So I'm going to write nil rate band saving income 500, and I have to multiply this with a 0, I'll get 0 obviously. Now let me check how much space is left in basic rate band. Basic rate band saving income. Actually the limit of the basic rate band is 37,700. We have already used 2430, 2570 and 500. So let me see how much is left. 37,700 minus 2430 minus 2570 minus 500. It gives me 32,200. So still in basic rate band, I have the limit of 32,200 where I'm going to apply 20%. 6,440. Okay, now look at this. The saving income amount is 40,000. Out of this 40, saving income 2570 we have tax 500, we have tax 32,200. Now whatever is left, it will fall in a higher rate band because basic rate band is already being consumed. We have already utilized the basic rate band. So from this 40,000, let me deduct 2570 minus 500 minus 32,200. So I'm getting 4730. It falls in higher rate band. 4730 into 40%. 1892. So let's see what is the income tax liability. Income tax liability. 8818. So income tax liability is 8,818. Income tax liability is 8,818. Let's move to another question. Let me change the color. Once again, Mr. X is having, let's say, employment income of 13,000. He's having saving income of, let's say, 25,000. The requirement is calculate income tax liability. Okay. Now, what I want every one of you, those they are watching on YouTube, those they are watching on my portal, what I want every one of you, pause, solve, then unpause. Pause, solve, unpause. Pause, solve, unpause. Okay. Non-saving, saving, and total. Employment income is a non-saving income. Saving income is obviously saving. Let's add both of them. You will get 38,000. Personal allowance is 12570. Okay. Let's see. Taxable income. How much taxable income I'm getting? 13,12570. I'm getting 430. 25,000. 25,430. Now let's calculate income tax. First, we need to tax non-saving income, and 430 of non-saving income obviously falls in basic rate band. Basic rate band, non-saving, it is 430 into 20%. Obviously, how much? 86. Okay, now let me change the color of marker. Now, student, please listen and listen carefully. Look at the amount which I'm going to put in the circle. 430. Since taxable income in the column of non-saving is less than 5,000, that is why starting rate band concept comes into action. Repeat. Since taxable income in the column of non-saving is less than 5,000, so now starting rate band concept comes into action. Okay. Let me write starting rate band saving income. The limit of the starting rate band is 5,000, but I'm not going to get 5,000 because 430 is already being used by the non-saving income. So from this 5,000, let me deduct this 430, then how much is left? I'm left with 4,570. 4,570 into 0% gives me obviously 0. Great. Now I just need to check for the nil rate band. Look at this amount, 25,430. By looking at 24,430, we can easily decide this individual is a basic rate taxpayer Since this individual is a basic rate taxpayer, so he gets only the nil rate band of £1,000. Wow, which is too good. So nil rate band saving income 1,000 into 0%. Why he's getting 1,000? Because he's a basic rate taxpayer. So that's why he is entitled to get nil rate band of 1,000 for the saving income. Great. Basic rate band saving income. The amount of the saving income is 25,000. Out of this 25,000, dear student, we have already taxed 4,570 in starting rate band and 1,000 in nil rate band. So remaining whatever is left falls in basic rate band because Mr. X is not having even the total income higher than 37,700. So let's see. From 25,000, I need to deduct 4,570, deduct 1,000. I'm getting 19,430. Entire amount falls in basic rate band. No question of higher rate band in this question. Simply add both of them. So here comes the income tax liability, 3,972. Okay. Now, dear student, I strongly believe that you are having a really good grip of this concept of starting rate band. But not to worry if you are still not having a good command, because in coming lectures we'll be practicing a lot. So it will be on your fingertips very soon. I guarantee for that. Right now I'm moving on another income, which is dividend income. How to tax dividend income? How do we tax dividend income? Very simple. Basic rate band, which ends at 37,700. For dividend income, the tax rate is 7.5%. In case of higher rate band, which starts from 37,701, ends at 1,50,000, tax rate is 32.5%. And then additional rate, it is 151 plus above, it goes to 38.1%. So in Finance Act 2021, the tax rates are same. In fact, the higher and additional rate band limits are the same. Only the change is in basic rate band limit. Okay, and personal allowance they have changed. There are other changes as well, like they have made some changes in marriage allowance as well, which we'll discuss, and there are other changes also in Finance Act 2021. Obviously, we'll be covering each and every changes in the Finance Act 2021, and we'll be doing a lot of practice. And obviously, in my entire course, dear student, I'll be covering at least 45 to 50 Kaplan Grid questions, all updated from the past papers. So you will enjoy my course, inshallah. Okay. Every individual gets nil rate band of 2,000 in dividend income, irrespective of the tax paying status. Repeat. If someone is a basic rate taxpayer, higher or even an additional rate taxpayer, it makes no difference. In case of dividend income, first 2,000 of the dividend income falls in nil rate band. So every individual gets nil rate band of 2,000 in case of dividend income, irrespective of his or her tax paying status. And what is the sequence of calculating tax? Actually, first we apply tax rate on non-saving income. Second, we go for saving income, and at the end, we go for dividend income. So let's see the question. Once again, we have Mr. X. Employment income is 40,000. Saving income is 30. Okay. We have dividend income of 20,000. The requirement is calculate income tax liability. Now, dear students, I want every one of you pause the video, solve the question, and then unpause the video. Okay, pause, solve and pause. I hope, I strongly believe you have solved this question. The first column is non-saving, second column is saving income, and third column is dividend income. Here comes the total. Okay. Employment income is 40,000, which is non-saving income. Saving income is 30, which is saving. Dividend income is 20. If I add all of them, so obviously I'll get 90,000. So this is actually total income. Okay. Personal allowance 12570. Actually, first we deduct personal allowance from non-saving income. Okay. In ATX, there comes a situation where we change this personal allowance allocation as well. I'll be discussing that also in the coming videos. Don't worry. Inshallah. Taxable income. 40,000 minus 12570. It is 27,430. Now listen carefully. Let me change the color of my marker. Since this amount, which I have just made a circle, is more than 5,000, that is why starting rate band concept does not apply now. Simply starting rate band is consumed. So whenever non-saving income after deducting personal allowance is more than 5,000, then starting rate band concept does not come. Okay. This is 30, 20, 77,430. First we need to tax non-saving, then we'll move to saving, and finally dividend income. That's the sequence which you have to follow. Income tax. Entire 27,430 of the non-saving income falls in basic rate band. 27,430 into 20%. 27,430 into 20%, that is 5,486. Now we need to check for the nil rate band of saving income. Look at this. By looking at 77,430, you can easily say this individual is a high rate taxpayer. So this individual gets nil rate band of only 500. Nil rate band, saving income 500. 0%. Okay. Now we need to check how much space is left for basic rate band. Let's apply. Let me have a sip of water. Okay, basic rate band, saving income. The limit of the basic rate band is 37,700. Out of that, 27,430 we have used 500 as well. So how much is left? 37,700 minus 27,430 minus 500. I'm getting 9,770. So in basic rate band, still I have 9,770 into 20%. Now I'll move to high rate band, saving income. Now please again listen and listen carefully. The amount of saving income is 30,000. Okay. From this 30, I have tax 500, which falls in nil rate band, and 9,770, which falls in basic rate band. So from this 30, let me deduct 500, deduct 9,770. So I'm getting 19,730. So you need to deduct 500 from this 30,000 and 9,770 from this 30,000. So still in saving income you will be having 19,730, and this 19,730 actually falls in high rate band, where the applicable tax rate for saving income is 40%. So I'm getting 7,892. Okay, we are done with saving income. Now let's go for dividend income. As for dividend income, I have already discussed. No matter individual is a higher basic or additional rate taxpayer, every individual gets nil rate band of 2,000. So first nil rate band Dividend income 2000 into 0%, obviously 0. So from this 20, 2000 falls in nil rate band. Remaining 18,000 obviously falls in high rate band because basic rate band we have already consumed. So from 20 we'll deduct this 2 of nil rate band of the dividend income. Remaining amount is 18,000, which falls obviously in high rate band. I have to take 32.5% of this 18,000, which is 5850. Let us add all of these liabilities. 7892 plus 1954 plus 5486. So I'm getting 21,182 income tax liability. Simply great. Okay. Let me give you one question. Mr. X, employment income, I'm taking 25,000. Saving income, 10,000. Dividend income also 10,000. Requirement is very simple. Calculate income tax liability. I want every one of you try this question. I need to see the answer on my YouTube channel, and those that are registered with me for ATX Finance Act 2021, they can always share the answer on my WhatsApp. And in the next video, obviously, I'll share the just writing Finance Act 2021. In the next video, I'll be solving this question for you people as well. So stay tuned, stay in touch with me, Abil Ahmed from Abil School of Accountancy. For more videos, I'll keep uploading more videos as well. If you need any other help, you can always comment on below our YouTube lectures. If you need any other help, you can always comment. Do subscribe our channel also. And when it comes to how many papers I teach, I do teach many papers. I teach F5, F6, F7, F9, SBR, ATX, AFM. So these are the papers which I teach, Alhamdulillah. And almost in every paper, I have position holders. In ATX, around I have 8 positions, 8. In AFM, I have world positions. In SBR, there was a time I got consecutive positions in my country, Pakistan, and just 3 or 4 attempts earlier, I also got one position in SBR. So in F5, I have Alhamdulillah position. In F9, one of my students got 94 marks. He was a world topper. So in AFM, in F9, I have produced Alhamdulillah world position holders. So if you're joining us, so just I want to say one thing: you will be in safe hands. I always teach from scratch. I never assume that student is having any previous knowledge, and I always try to respond my student on my WhatsApp as soon as possible. Okay, and once you are registered with me, so to be very honest, this is going to be your wise and effective investment. So thank you very much watching this lecture. My lectures are available in English as well as in Urdu. So in both the languages, I have the lectures. I don't know any other language, so right now. So thank you very much watching this lecture. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.